So actually, Alessandro, who's here today with us from Italy, has been one of our first freelancers ever from Code Control. So who knows me knows that I work for Code Control. So it's actually even more special to have you here today and have you talking about how AI will influence the future of my work being a freelancer. And he has actually worked with AI since, you said, 2012. And you was like, Antonia, it's NLP. It's not neuralistic language and programming. It's actually like the tech focus. So I can't wait to learn more. I hope that you're all equally excited. And yeah, enjoy. Pleasure to have you here, Alessandro. And let's get started.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Good sitting for digestion. So I'm Alex. Well, we talk about AI, like in the title. Among the rest, I'm a programmer, AI consultant, or machine learning engineer, or data something scientist, something, or whatever it is today, because it's changing all the time. I tend to say that one of my tasks is to try to tell primitive artificial intelligence what to do, and sometimes they listen to me. Since AI goes very fast and sometimes frustrating, my other life I work with people and facilitate because people don't get updated that often. So let's see if this works. Yay. Okay, first of all, the title was a bit of interesting. I don't know if anyone will want to ask like my future of work. So I'm not sure if it's a future of AI in my work, just mine, not yours. My future work, maybe, I don't know, or not AI in future work. So mostly I will try to do the future of AI, hope, or even the present in work, or what we do that can be not done by AI, and things like this. So if you were confused about what we're talking about, me too. Let's see. So first of all, good. I'm happy. Maybe you heard it, difficult to make prediction, above all about the past, above all about AI. I mean, I've been in the field since more or less 2012. I mean, started 2008 when I was on a break from programming and being a translator, and I saw machine eating my work. And so I was like, I'm one of the first that had the machine steal your job because it was becoming horrible. You had to correct what machine had pre-translated was just like, eh. And so like, well, I am a computer engineer. Maybe I go back to programming. And slowly ended up working on Siri, and they were working on NLP. And then I've been trying, 12 years more or less. So now I am in this everybody ChatGPT, everybody GPT, like, and I'm like the old guy, like, go away from my field. But so I've been doing for a while, and completely surprised by the explosion of GPT 3.5 ChatGPT. So one of the first tasks of this chat is, if you don't already had it, get the moment of mind-blowing or okay, what do I do as a human now? What this thing doesn't do? And then going a bit like, okay, how to find that? And also find a way in which these things are stupid. So that's the plan, like slight level of mind-blowing, how to use tools, technology in general, AI in particular, and what next, how to keep up. So first of all, as I said, I'm an engineer. I mean, I sometimes get involved as in AI for business, AI for enlightenment, AI for whatever. I am not a futurist. This is how I spend my coding part of the day. This is an actual screenshot for something I was doing, transcribing things. And I am not very good. I said in 2004 that Wikipedia was a stupid idea. I haven't bought Bitcoin in 2012, even when I wanted to buy illegal things. I haven't bought Tesla, so I am not great at the future. Like I know where I'm going this evening, possibly. Now, about technology, I found a wonderful quote from Douglas Adams, the guy from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I know this here. I have one of my presentation guru here that said I should never read from the slides, so I'll try to not do it. But if something exists when you were born, it's completely boring. Like none of us had to learn how to use the normal phone, the cable one. TV was boring. All of the things that are there when you were born They are boring. They're part of the normal life. Everything that has been invented when you were between a teenager and 35 is kind of like, wow, this is so new. Wow, the internet for me, like even the smartphone. Wow, social media, like, wow, this is great. Everything that has been invented over 35, 40 something, it's terrifying, and it's against the social order, and we should destroy it, and everything will change. It keeps on happening. Maybe AI will be different and will actually make us all in paper clips, but I don't know. Let's see what we can do before. So first of all, just to get an idea. Also, I'm Italian, meaning one, I speak very fast. Sorry. Two, I like being interrupted. I know that we have a QA at the end, but if anyone wants to interrupt me, it feels like, you're listening to me, not thinking about what to buy. So like, oh, I forgot to buy the milk for this evening. So anyway, this is like here. Who is completely not a techie? Freelancer or some sort, like, okay, hi, hello. Don't lie, I know you. You can code in PHP, that you're not, don't count, sorry. Okay, who is a techie, some sort of engineer, a scrum master, mistress, something like that? Okay, cool, good half. Who is a programmer, coder, software engineer, a little few, okay? Of you guys, maybe who is in machine learning, AI, we're like who is like at the top PhD researcher? Okay, so okay, so good. Yes. Okay. I hope there will be something for everyone. The last people maybe not, but good. Bullet dodged. Okay. So as said before, the idea is like to give a bit like, oh wow, what now? Possible scenarios and what to do and how to keep up, how to be useful as humans. And realizing that from the, oh wow, this is amazing, we'll just change everything to like, it's still a technology, it doesn't work for everything. Great, so I can do that. Now, just to see, I really also like quote that if you're not confused about a field, maybe you don't understand the problem. So this is confusing. I wasn't expecting, I mean, I had my dream when I was 16 of working with AI. I didn't know that it meant as an almost 50-year-old working engineer to read 3 research papers a week and try to keep track of what happened yesterday and being told, like, you are not doing this new thing that everybody's using. Like, I've been on holiday for 2 weeks. What do you mean? Like, 2 weeks? Like, please. So, like, what do you mean everybody's using? Like, so, okay. So first, I think the 15 first things. So, like, another thing. AI is not machine learning, it's not generative AI. AI mostly when is whatever you want it to be, probably as between Google Maps that knows where to get you or recognizing faces. So is when you're using something that normally used to be a field of human intelligence and cognition. In this moment, like maybe one of the reasons you're here, either because you're at the conference, is generative AI that really exploded in the last few years. But we are all using, if you use Klarna or any bank will use some sort of AI to check if your transactions are fine. As said, Google Maps or any sort of routing. We are using some level of quote-unquote traditional AI in a lot of things we're doing. Then we have the new thing that we can almost talk with like Star Trek with your computer and discussing with it, and everything in the middle, and machine learning is part of that anyway. And generally under the hood is a big pile of numbers, like everything with computer, and with some confusion there. Maybe as you notice, techies tend to bot like humor. I really believe in one rule that you can take what you do seriously of yourself seriously. So I try to be good at what I do, hopefully sometime, but I like having fun. So there is a lot of XKCD. I have a plan of creating a whole IT curriculum on comics from XKCD, not there yet. Anyway, mind blown. So who has already had some moment of like using either ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude and going, oh, what do I do now? Okay, a few. So I had it, I think 1 week after it was released. I was teaching programming for AI business consultants, and the student came to me with a question. He was stuck in a piece of code, and it took me 20 minutes to solve it. It wasn't a library I was using, but like it was. And then I tried to copy and paste it on ChatGPT 3.5. That was the one available, and in 20 to 30 seconds solved it. And I was like, great, what do I do now? And it keeps on coming. There are things that you spent 10 years becoming good enough at, and okay, now we can do it in 30 seconds. Everybody can do it. So, first of all, interesting. This is the results of GPT-4, the fancy one, on most of university exams in the States. Biology, statistics, US history, chemistry. It's passing the 80% percentile. So a lot of the way in which we test book knowledge is like computers do it. Well, I used to be, sometimes I am a technical interviewer, and I had my point of, I don't want to ask what people can look on Google and give me the definition. I want to ask how people have experience. This is getting worse and worse. So really interacting with a human and trying like, okay, the book answer is going to be interesting. Like, okay, but this is the States. Like maybe they do things differently. German medical exam, GPT-4 passes it. So like that takes a while to get there. I mean, my friends that became doctors, like they are still traumatized after a few years. So this is like cool, $20 a month to do that. Other thing weird, I don't know if you know, like we control large language model, the main thing of use of generative AI, by giving prompts. And one prompt that used to work really well was telling the AI to take a deep breath and think by this problem step by step. Or I don't know if you know, they don't have lungs, they don't breathe. So they learn to copy humans in some ways. They seem sometimes very smart and sometimes ridiculously dumb. It cannot count words. There is a very good technical reason for this, but you can keep on going and it will completely, pardon my French, bullshit you. Because it will say like, no, this is the amount of words I've done. They can't count words because they don't see words. They see pieces of tokens and they try to count them and they do what they can. But so they are incredibly smart in ways like I cannot pass the German medical exam. I can count words. So there are ways in which like, okay, what can they do? And if you hire me as a programmer, I can fix this. Like I can add some code so that it will count exactly the right amount of words. But in general, there are ways in which, okay, what can they do? What can't they do right now? How do we play with that? So the recommendation of a thinker, teacher, professor I follow, that is called Ethan Mollick, is that you need to work with a good generative AI, meaning at least ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, pick your poison, for a good 10 hours to get first your mind blown and then to see a bit the limits and how to use best. So there is this. So, okay, what next? Again, yeah, this is first it was 26 and 24. So again, speaking about the future is a bit like, I try to describe what I know there is now. Even the frame of 2 weeks, they asked me to give the slides 2 weeks ago, so clearly prehistory by now. I hope I'm not. So first, really far future. Who has here heard worries about AGI, that is artificial general intelligence, taking over the world, making extinction risk? Okay, I worry Tuesday and Thursday, another day, I think it's, so there's like, okay, what happens in 10 to 50 to 100 years if we have machines that are actually smarter than human, and being machine, you have one, you copy it, you have two, you 100, you 1,000, 1 million. Okay, so this is from a researcher I like, just to give a very, very overview of what could happen on the horizon. So maybe whatever we're doing with AI has a limit. So AI fizzle will go nowhere. For some reason, God, the spirit, the great of chain of being, or for some reason made us special. There is a level of intelligence and consciousness that you can't emulate in silicon or in quantum computing or what you have. So this is the best we have. Personally, I would like it. These are very cool tools. I would really like to have 5 to 10 years where the tools are this one. We learn how to use it in the same way you learn how to use bricks. Cars, like we get better at it, we refine the ecosystem, this is like this. I would really like it, but okay, so this is a possibility that we will have what we have now, just a bit better, like, you know, or a bit worse, like, OkCupid now is much worse than 5 years ago for some reason. So, you know, maybe everything will get a bit worse, like Amazon. Or AI keeps on going better, so we'll be a civilization a bit like we can recognize with normal humans, normal governments, whatever it means normal. So yes or no? Makes sense? Like, okay, will it progress? Yes, no? So if it progress, will it be a good thing or not? Futurama, like we will have some sort of like Star Trek, hello, hi. Star Trek, like we have very smart computers, but they do what we want. We have robots and so on and so forth, or AI dystopia, like you take Big Brother, you take North Korea, you give it high powerful computers, we don't get out of there ever. But okay, so we have this, again, above my pay grade, but that could be possible. Or it won't be recognizable, well, either singularity or everybody used for spare atoms. Again, this is can go there a bit over my pay grade. Again, so I will stay on the technology as it is now for the next 6 months, 1 year, maybe. So what we are now, things like large language model or the AIs that we have, if you just use them as users, you don't realize that they don't have memory. To make them remember things actually takes a lot of work. So this thing can learn things without working in the real world. I mean, I used to think that you couldn't learn unless you were acting on things. These models read a lot of text, and they get a decent working model of how the world works. Then, just because they never did things, sometimes they fail miserably. Like they learn to read it, but they not to do it. So sometimes, but you know, they can learn without acting. They can be copied, specialized, customized with different instructions. So you get a basic thing, and you try to make it do something specific. And they can be used. We have generic, and then we specialize it. So this is what we have now. It works quite well. So I would say that for the next few years, unless there is a huge change, there is this. So this is mostly what we were thinking. So what can they do? How to specialize them? How to use them for our work? This is another thing I follow. So the assumption coming from this is that the systems that we have now are the worst we will ever see. But I will not try to imagine what's the next big change of whatever. So they will just get better. They will get better or cheaper. Some limitations, some things that they don't do very well will be solved, some not. Like this system tried to hallucinate reality, the same as we do, according to neuroscientists, and it's kind of difficult to keep them. So you will learn tricks how to force them to not to hallucinate. So in general, we don't know what will be easy to solve and what will not be. So this is where we are. So how do we use at least these tools? So generally, like I was saying, book knowledge is easy, like a bit like Google on steroid. So if something has been already solved, probably an AI has already seen it, the language model you're using, or you can show it a book. They proved Chomsky right. They learn one language and they can pass to other ones. They are faster, clearer than us. As I said, same problems. I am a decently expert coded, 20 years of experience. That thing solved in 20 seconds what I had. They can go through a lot of data and they can replicate. But as I said, not common sense, because generally they have learned by seeing things. You have the ones, I mean, automated driving is still in the future. So in general, common sense is sometimes there, sometimes it fails miserably. I started telling ChatGPT, not that BS, try again, because every now and then, like, I realize I even get annoyed with machines, sorry. They are not, for now, very good at long-term planning. So aren't we, but we use paper or other humans to do it. It's very difficult to steer them somehow. I mean, it's possible. That's why I still have a job. And we don't know exactly what they do it, or it can be assigned. They hallucinate. And as an engineer, it's very, very easy to get, in this moment, a demo where things work 95% of the time or 90% of the time, enough to go to the board of directors and then, wow, that's amazing, let's make it happen. If you need a real reliability, like things have to work and you have lives on the line, this is like terrible. It's very, very difficult. So we are in this place where these are kind of interesting tools that break easily. They do a lot of interesting things. They seem more toy than something else. So this is like, we're talking about work. The business or AI in work, like creating new AI models. I expect no one here is in OpenAI. If you are and you need a freelancer, come and talk to me. Or this is the kind of thing, the equivalent of building airplanes or fab labs. So they are the kind of things that get more and more specialized. Then there is using AI in a direct product or using AI to offer your products. As freelancer, very probably we do a lot of using these tools to be faster or better. Sometime, I mean, putting AI in the product can be just like, wow, this uses AI. Does it need it? But it uses AI, give me funding. So there is a bit of that part. And in general, as freelancer, we tend to have this double hat, like both business owners, business participants. Like as a business, you want to automate and pay less. As a human, you want to be paid for what you work. So there's a bit of this conflict that maybe as a freelancer, you can like somehow serve, but also, well, if other people automate what you're doing and you don't, then maybe they don't pay you. So this is mostly one of the main things I do this talk. This is something like Ikigai, or this find the meaning of your life for using technology in general, AI in particular. So is it possible? And this with AI, this fun chase of is it possible? Well, let me check. Right now, I'm not sure. I haven't read the new research for the last 3 days. Is it good for me or the business? And is it good for the world, ethical, legal? As an example I tend to give is printing fake money. Is it, without AI, sorry for the, is very possible. I mean, as far as I know, like I haven't tried. Good for me or my business, like, well, free money, it's great. It's not particularly good for the world. We like our money to have some level of resilience. It's not very legal, and not being ethical means that probably if they catch you at the end, it's not particularly good for you. This is valid. I mean, AI, like, okay, we could use facial recognition to beep when people go backstage and they shouldn't. Like, yes, we could, and we're in Europe, probably we can't. So there is, with AI, it's very, very easy, like what we can do and what we should do and what we're allowed to do is very interesting. So, you know, this is just for everything thinking, how it works. And for is it possible also, you know, something you're automating, you automate a task that you do twice a year. Like, if you can sell it, great. If not, how long does it take to automate? This thing was from 2014, I think. This was completely true at the time. 2019, I solved a similar problem. It was medium. And now it's a solved problem. So just to say, this kind of things evolve and change, and in AI evolve change quite quickly. For our case, like both working and other thing, this is for me a scale of, I really like using current AIs for input, output, and classification. Like, it's very easy now, something very difficult, like was pointing here, for recognizing a bird. Like now, it's very easy to ask a model, like, is there a car in this photo? Is this car, in what color is this car? Is it in which of these 5 colors is this car in? Like 5 years ago, it would have been really, really painful. Now it comes out of the box. Output, like, okay, we create this, format this JSON file, create a web page with this template, super, super easy. classify things, super easy. And I like this because this is like, you give me a business model, you give me a thing that we want to do, 1, 2, 3 steps, and we put some steps that are fuzzy, like get a web page, tell me if it talks about a specific person who they talk about, blah. Decision actions, I mean, you know, like, again, if you use Klarna, it will decide if your transaction can go on or not, if you need multiple checks. There are ways in this kind of work, and it can be useful, but you're starting to remove humans from the loop. I personally get uncomfortable, get also like thinking, like, how much do I trust my AI to reply to emails for me? Like, classifying an email as junk is here. We like to have it for 30 days, so every now and then you can check if you missed. Agent is like the complete AI, do things for me, book a flight for me, find me a partner. I wouldn't trust it for that. Maybe because I'm not, I mean, I don't like risk enough, I don't trust the technology enough. But this is a bit the idea. So what we wanted to do, like, is it easy, and which steps we do. And once we decide to use AI for our thing, like how do we interact with it, how we build it, use it, deploy it. Generally, like in a lot of projects where I've been, the actual machinery, like we can do this, was very easy. Or it's not easy, doable. And I like to be in the back end, in the working with algorithms. So like we can make it work. The interacting with the machine and getting things out was the mess. Like a project where I've been was for a drugstore, and they decided in 2017-18, or they've been convinced, that it was a great idea to use things like Alexa and Siri for voice-activated shopping. If you notice, there is no voice-activated shopping. No one shops by talking for this reason. It doesn't work. But at the time, we didn't know it. And so the machinery worked very well. The fact that the UI was terrible, like no one wants to order toilet paper via voice. Alexa, I ran out of toilet paper. Which one would you want? Should it be soft or hard and cheap? Like, no, you just take your phone, or you go to the computer, or you go to the drugstore. So generally thinking, like, okay, is this something I can do it? Does it work? Like we were trying to classify slides. The person wanted to classify them and all them on Google Slides, and Google Slides, you can't program it. So you had to manually download all of the slides. Then classifying was super easy. Cool. And then upload, and they're realizing like, okay, but all of the loading them, and then re-putting up and putting the tag doesn't work. Like, yeah, the problem is solvable, but the interaction not. So generally, just two case studies that I will brush over. Copilots, like they're for programming, I think, are my favorite. Like you're doing something and you get an AI that gives you advice. This is difficult to build, but it's easy enough to use. You can just copy and paste and do things, or even having assistants. Will you interact them directly? They're a bit more distracting. And agents or safety bot, you ask them to do things for you. These are different models we're doing at the moment. Copilots are somehow the best understood, the one I prefer. They're also the hardest to build well, because you have to try to understand how to help the flow, not get the user out of the flow. But you can think, like, is there anything where I could use a copilot? How can I mock it? You can start using current tools. So like you're trying to say, what I already touched, like understanding generating text at the moment is easy, will get easier. Understanding generating voice, like transcribing voice, went from almost impossible to solved problem, even with my accent. Cloning voices is getting easy, so good luck in using voices to security. Translation is incredibly easy, also keeping decent. I will try to share the slides if people need, just chase me. But if you like taking photos also. Being humans online is getting easier. Video is easy, audio, music is getting there. Everything that can be automated will be quite cheap. So acting, like there is this thing, like we can have robots that play chess, they can create music, they can translate from languages, can create haiku. Cleaning the toilet requires a human. So we can go in the world in which the kind of thing that we can automate are not the one we want to automate, but okay. And again, understanding, wisdom, common sense are not there. So my proposal is to be between interacting with actual humans, really understand the task, what we want to do, what problem we want to solve, and having some level of wisdom. This is not that important. What you need to build stuff. So yes, maybe I can actually have the time for this. Wow. So good. Yeah, I thought I had more. I mean, I have more that are not there to be used because reasons. So generally, when thinking about using these tools, like when I build tools for companies, we use the same tech that you get for either free or for $20 a month under the hood, like GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, even Llama 3. So generally, you can if you have an idea, you can test. If it's not doable with that, try a bit, check a bit, Google, or ask a language model how to do that. If you can solve the problem in a couple of hours of researching, probably that's not an easy to solve problem. Good. But once you go from, okay, this is doable, generally you would still need someone to help you building it. If you're a coder, that's where you can concentrate, or you can work with others. But again, testing yourself is easy. You don't need, in my experience, and I have the impression that AI is a bit, for companies and for workers, a bit like social media. For a lot of people is, you need to be there, but you're not really gaining much from it. So there is a bit companies need to be on the AI bandwagon, not to stay behind. But I'm not sure a lot of companies are gaining from it. In general, for at least freelancer or small entrepreneurs, knowing what it can do is good. And my impression, I mean, I'm using sometimes 9 different products to get an idea what they can do. It feels like, I mean, I was working in Yahoo in 2000, or actually 99, when it was still cool, I promise. And I mean, you use like 9 search engines. There was Alta Vista and Lycos, for which I interviewed, and blah, and then Google arrived, and blah. So everything is in flux, things are changing. Generally, if you have an idea, check if it can make your life better. Like my letters in German are perfect by now. Also in Spanish. I can interact with my partner's parents in Polish, at least in written form. Writing bureaucracy is amazing. It's a solved problem. Like how you should write, great. So there are a lot of things for which like, this kind of things that is. I haven't tried yet. I'm still. My thing with thing is first you get an expert human to do it, and then see what you can automate. So, good. And general, you give things a try. I mean, I am in the interesting position. I have many years of experience. I get a client or even an idea like, okay, let me try. Let's see if we can build it. And for me, it's fascinating. So. Spending a few hours to try tools. There are these weird tools that you can talk with and try to convince. And the other thing that I didn't get the time to put here because it came out to me 2 days ago. I mean, current AIs give a different quality of when you don't manage to make the technology do what you want to do. Like for a lot of things, like I went from like, oh my God, I can't do anything, I don't bring anything special, to like the inventor of extreme programming says like, okay, with AI, like 90% of what I do, I know how to do went to 0 value, and 10% of what I know to do now is worth 100 times. We don't know exactly which one. So when I realize that I can't make a machine learning system or an AI do what I want, and I search the literature and I ask expert, or I realize, oh, damn, I am the expert here. Okay, there is no other grown-ups. And that doesn't work, like, great. So that's something which humans are still good or useful, apart from the cleaning toilet. So for me, there is this moment I go from like, damn, this is broken, to like, yes, this is broken. Still something for humans. So this becomes like an exploration. It's fun. I am a freelancer because I don't like being bored, and I like new projects. So this is, this on the extreme. And this more or less, so try again. If you're not confused about what's going to happen, you're not keeping track of what is happening. And that was it. Questions?
Thank you so much, Alex. That was great. So we already have some few questions. We have like 4 minutes left before we need to clean the stage and get ready for the next one. But one question that people are asking is, what are some major improvement points for AI in a very general sense in the future? Realistic goals. Is there anything that comes into your mind?
They're becoming better at, huge context, but that's by solve problems. Like when they can keep 1 million tokens, it's like a couple of books. They hallucinate less, so you can trust more. I mean, if you tell the system, tell me what is in this text or is in this code or in this video, it will tell what's there and not what. It makes sense that it should be in the video, but isn't. These are what is coming. In the next future, I don't know.
Great. Another one we have is, which one is your favorite, ChatGPT versus Google Gemini? Do you have one?
Claude, actually. Sorry. I use them for different things. I still have the ChatGPT Pro because I need it for work. Claude now is allowed, API allowed in Europe. It's supposed to be smarter, and Anthropic is being very nice at being very transparent, and it seems to be less lobotomized. So generally, I prefer that, but for personal use, I will try everything, and for work, it's usually, trying if the cheapest possible does the thing, so the GPT 3.5 or Claude Haiku, then go with that and go with the cheapest and then go higher until it does the work.
Perfect, thank you so much. And one last question I have here is, do you believe that AI can become more of a creative thinker in the future?
It's really super creative, no? I think the issue that we care about creativity that is connected to humans, a bit like chess is a solved problem, and chess is more popular than ever. So, I usually want to read a novel that is written by humans or that talks some human experience. So they are quite creative for whatever it means. So I don't know. It's already there, getting worse, better.
Worse, better. So where to start? Like, if you're just getting used to AI, is there maybe one last tip you could share on where to gather all the information, ideally?
All of the information. Play with the ChatGPT at least, or Claude and Gemini. Get an idea what they do. If you want, put the $20 for the Pro version one time, or POE, P-O-E, allows you to, for 20 euros, to access most of them. So play with that and see what things do. And this is for generative AI. For other things, you can build, and it's coming. There too. They are integrating everything that you want it or not. So like everything, like, hey, rewrite with AI. No, I don't want to rewrite it. Also, as a professional, like, AI is not magic, but all of the damn icon for AI is a magic wand. So convincing customers that this is not magic is difficult because everybody's selling us magic, and it's not. I promise. Sorry, I have clearly not a problem for me. So have fun. This is a very weird moment to be alive, and it's very interesting for me. So enjoy, and come to talk with me. I'm an introvert, so it's better if you come and talk to me if you want.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Pleasure to have you here.